I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? I'm having a wonderful day. It is even more wonderful now that I have my guest. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. Today is always a good day, and it's an exciting day. It's a wonderful day, and my guest had a wonderful day last time too, like last week. But we're not going to talk about that. What we're going to talk about is VIN ZEELAND. He is a children's author. Let me tell you something amazing. We have the wonderful colors here and everything going on, and I want to welcome him to the show. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you inviting me on as a guest.
Oh man, it's such a pleasure to have you. I am telling you so much. I love the colors. I love the colors. This is so cute. So tell me, yeah, they pop. They really do pop. Yeah. Okay, so tell me, how did you know you were going to be a children's author?
Well, I grew up in a family of artists, and my mom was a reader. She read books, and we all just grew up on children's books, and then it, got into fantasy and I'm a reader. I'm a lifelong student. And, as a musician, a young musician, I had the opportunity to record and tour and do all that. And I don't know, words just came naturally to me.
Awesome.
And I'm a speaker, so I'm a talker. And I love to tell stories. So I just decided that it's time to write.
You held that from me. Held that from that you were a musician.
Oh, if you looked on my website, you'd see that
I saw the book. That's all I could see. She was so cute with the yellow hair and the eyes and the cute. I just got caught up in the book. So I didn't even look at that.
I'm sorry.
Even look at that.
Yeah,
so it's just so cute.
Yeah. Well, I started my career as a musician.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a drummer. I started entertaining at 10 years old. And so I was in the drum and bugle corps, and then I went on to doing jazz band and orchestra. Then I got into rock. Then I graduated into heavy metal. Now I write electronica EDM music. So that way I can eliminate having all the drama of musicians, and I can just write the voice of music.
Right. Well, hey, if that's your thing, there is just so many different wonderful EDM songs out there right now. I love EDM. I have a friend of mine that does that too. That is so amazing. So not only are you an author for children's books, and you have a children's book series, we're going to talk about that in a second, but you started out as a musician. So being that you began to write books, did it come naturally, or was it a process for you?
Finding your voice.
Hold on a second. What was that?
I said it's always a process. Finding your voice, your style. And that's an interesting story, because I wrote these books 5-6 years ago, but I didn't publish. And how I came to publish was I had a class for novels, writing novels. And so I'm a psychology and communications major. And my professor, he said, there's a really interesting book you should read. It's about writing short sentences. And after reading that book, the author, Verlin Klinkenborg, said, children read short sentences. They're very concrete readers and concrete writers. And I said, I need to publish my book. I just need to do that. So or the series, I should say. And so that's how that got started. But I don't just write short stories or children's stories. I write short stories. I write adult fiction as well. I just haven't published I haven't published that work yet.
I hear you.
Yeah.
It takes a while. It takes a minute. You just can't jump into things. You got to kind of let things simmer a little bit and kind of, marinate.
That's right. That's right.
But you do have Life with Zippy. Tell me about that series.
Yeah, so the Life with Zippy series, there are books about empowering young children, specifically girls. They explore the world of possibilities by asking, important questions. Your parents and your grandparents probably asked you, well, when you grow up, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And that is something that every parent, at least for entertainment's sake, will ask their children or their grandchildren. Teachers will ask that more seriously. But that was a question that I asked all my girls. I have 4 daughters. So
Mm. Oh
you
my
ask them
gosh.
because you want to start that dialogue early, because
Uh-huh.
it's a lifelong conversation.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So 4 daughters. Okay, so I know they're all different. Girls can be totally 180 from each other.
Sure.
And so, but I know the one question that girls always want to know.
Yeah.
Do I look good?
Of course, always.
How I look, Daddy? I look okay, Daddy? Man, I'm telling you.
You're my princess. You're
Yep.
my girl. That's right. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So Life with Zippy, is that based on your four daughters, or is that just something that you've experienced with other people?
It's loosely based on our family. So if you look at the pictures, the illustrations, there is a dad character that looks just like me.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 girls that look like my 3 youngest daughters, but my oldest daughter is 13 years older than the rest.
Oh wow.
And so what I did is I got creative with her, and
Mhm.
I decided to bring her down to their age and make her the next door neighbor.
Oh my gosh, but that's so cool and creative.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Wow, wow. I love that. I love what you've done. And then, I mean, okay, so like you wrote those books. Did you think that they were going to be series when you wrote them?
That was the plan all along.
Mm-hmm.
So when I wrote the first book, Zippy Loves Rocks, I knew that I wanted to write the second one back to back, because once you get going, you really want to just keep going. I seem to do everything in twos. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
if I write an album, I write enough material for 2 albums, and then
Mm-hmm.
I release it. And so I did this series, the start of the series, back to back. I published September 1st, and then I published the second one October 6th. So just
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom, right out of the gate. Yeah, I made sure
Mm-hmm.
that they were ready. Yeah.
That is so cool, man. How hard was it? Was it difficult for you? And then, I mean, the process of going out there and publishing. Did you go with a publisher or did you self-publish?
I am self-published. And
Mm.
and is it hard? Writing anything for children is really hard. C.S. Lewis, he's an Irish English, well, he's an Irish transplant into England, but he was an Oxford Don, a professor. I mean,
Hmm.
he said something to the effect of, if you're going to write to children, don't make sure that the children are not the only ones who enjoy it. Write it so that adults enjoy it too.
Yeah.
That's the gist of it. And he's right on. So I
Mhm.
made sure that I wrote the story in such a way that kids and adults would enjoy it.
That is so cool because I mean the adults have to read to the kids, and you're gonna
They
have to enjoy
do.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I
Wow.
what I found interesting in my style is, so I write in what's called poetic verse or verse novel, which is very short sentences. That's essentially what that means. But I think in musicality, and so I think in rhythm. I think of how you're going to pause.
Hmm.
If you're going to have something a little bit longer, you better have something to say in a longer sentence. But I think in rhythm, and so I'm always working through that. So it makes it a little easier. But when I
Hmm.
get to the dialogue, I use prose. I don't
Mm.
just I use poetry. And a lot of people think, well, I don't like poetry. I can't relate to poetry. Well, you listen to poetry every day when you listen to lyrics,
Hmm.
right? So people can relate to that.
Yeah.
And so I write these little poems at the beginning, and then I turn it into dialogue with the family. And
Mm.
that breaks up the monotony of poetry, and it also gets dialogue going. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Now let me ask you the biggest question of all.
Okay.
Do your children love these books, Life with Zippy?
Well, that is a funny question, because the books are based on my youngest daughters, and then my oldest daughter, and they've all given me positive feedback. So
Mm.
yes. Um,
That's important.
My oldest daughter came to visit, so she's married. She has 4 kids, so I'm a grandpa of 4.
Oh.
And yeah, so they came, and when they heard that I published, my daughter opened up the book. She read the first one, and she looked at it, and she read it all the way through, and she goes, "Well, I can't wait to read the second one, Dad." So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have a second one.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, I mean, a lot of people don't think that they can publish a book. They don't have an illustrator. They don't have this. They don't have that. There's so many different excuses. I mean, what kind of advice do you give to that person that really wants to do this or is stuck?
Technology has made self-publishing very easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. They've made it easier.
Mm-hmm.
So when I decided to go with the self-publishing, and I'm used to that. When I first started music, I self-published with
Mm-hmm.
the first band I was in, and then I also self-published my music. I learned to mix and all that. So going and switching into the arena of books, I just had to get familiar with that. I had to find an illustrator, and I did. And I submitted my story to the illustrator, and then he developed the illustrations, which was great, because
Mm-hmm.
that took a lot of the bulk of the work off of me.
Oh yeah.
But the stories, getting that all lined up, then I had somebody build, the book for me, and then I took it to the publisher and bought the space, and now it's delivered and distributed all over the world. If you go
Wow.
on Google right
Mm-hmm.
now, if you just type in Zippy Loves Rocks, you will find it's everywhere. I mean, it's in Japan, it's in Australia, it's in England, it's in the United States, Canada. Yeah, about 40,000 different booksellers.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
That is amazing. It's wonderful. Did you ever believe that when you wrote these books that they would go so big and so far?
Well, it was self-publishing through this particular company.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect it to take off. I figured it's going to be a gravitational push,
Mm-hmm.
and then what ended up happening is, so now my girlfriend is also my website builder, and she
Hmm.
designed the website, and I had to put pressure on her once the book was published, because all of a sudden it started going everywhere, and I said, "Oh, we got to finish the website up."
Hurry up.
Hurry up, we got to. And she said, "Well, when the next children's series comes out, because I have another series that I'm developing," she
Mm-hmm.
said, "Can you give me some heads up ahead of time?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I can do that."
Yeah, I heard. Just don't do that.
Don't rush me. Just don't rush me next
Don't
time.
do that. You want her to be happy, so yeah, definitely
Yeah.
not. But
Well,
so
I'm an artist. I'm not a planner. So there are people who are planners, and she
yeah.
is, and I'm not.
I don't think are musicians really planners until you get your tour dates. You're like, well, where are we going to be next week? I don't know.
I haven't.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Do you have the calendar? I don't.
No. Well, then it's. Do you have the song list? Oh, well,
Oh.
we're going on stage in 5 minutes. Do we need a song list?
Oh no, you know what I do? We actually send out the song list the day of, and I put it on my tablet and take it on stage with me. Because I am not doing that. I am not doing that. I am sorry. So no, musicians are not planners naturally. Some are, but we're me and you, we're just not. So yeah, give her a heads up. So you do have another series that you're working on. Tell me about that. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about it. So It's very different from the Life with Zippy series. It's about animal family, and the animal family happens to live in Texas. So it's all about Texas culture. I was actually going to develop a video game off of it years ago, but I decided to change it into children's books, a little bit older than this age, because Life with Zippy is like 1 to 7, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, maybe, depending on the cognitive and developmental ability of the child. But this new series is going to be all about a family of animals, and I can't talk about that because that'll give it away.
Yeah.
So you got to check out my website. I will announce it eventually. But yeah, they're going to be discussing the fun aspects of Texas culture.
Sweet. So people should stay tuned for upcoming series.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want you to give it away. Because you know how, we can't do that. Sorry.
I don't want people to steal the idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
don't sell out on your intellectual property ahead of time.
No.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you being on the show today.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you would like to say to your fans, to the listeners today?
Well, I appreciate the support, my family and friends who have supported me along the way in this journey. And then also to the next upcoming fans. My goal really is to build not just a readership, but they can connect with me on the website if they have questions or they want to write in to me. I will respond. So I am a very connected, relationship oriented guy. So yeah, it's not a bother for someone to just reach out and say hey or ask a question.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. So that is lifewithzippy.com. Lifewithzippy.com. Go ahead and go to that website and check out the graphics. I love the graphics. They're so colorful. I love it. That's why we have it behind us. So if you're not watching us and you're listening on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen, go ahead and hop on over to YouTube and check out these graphics, because I'm loving the colors. I'm sorry, they're just cute. I like colorful stuff. I guess these books were meant for me instead of the kids.
Well, again, the colors are illustrations have to go. They're children's picture books, right?
Right.
So you have to make them pop. Kids want to see a colorful world.
And I do too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want my green grass to be greener and actually grass. So we can write a book about that. We can put it in that next book. The grass was so green and it was actually grass and not weeds. See, that rhymes.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being
Yaya, thank you. You were so fun. Yeah, I appreciate your time.
It is fun. It's definitely fun. It's fun to talk with people. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this. You have to go and see lifewithzippy.com by author VIN ZEELAND. You have to go see that. Don't forget to hop on over there. So where can people find this? Can they find this on like Amazon and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's global, worldwide. There's 40,000 booksellers. They can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. They can go to Walmart. Target was actually the first store to pick me up. So yeah, it's everywhere.
Can they follow you on any social media platforms?
So I am on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I just started up a Facebook page. It is Life with Zippy. They can go to YouTube. It is also Life with Zippy. I'm trying to keep the branding solid. So easy to find. But yeah, if they go to lifewithzippy.com, they can sign up for updates. I promise I won't sell your information. And I'm very light on emailing out information unless it's absolutely necessary updates. But yeah, I have a blog. It's the Life with Zippy blog, which is also on the website. So yeah, just keep coming back for more updates.
Awesome. Yeah. And don't forget, guys, to stay tuned to that upcoming series that's coming out. We don't know when. Yeah, can't rush these things. Just like his girlfriend said, don't rush me. Let me know now.
don't rush me. Yeah.
That's right. Well, we're not going to rush you, but hurry up. I'm just kidding.
Get on it. Well, I will say this before we go. The next book is going to be a holiday Christmas theme. So it is, I can tell you that it's going to be Zippy Loves Christmas.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, Yeah, Zippy's already copywritten, guys. If you steal that, you're in for a treat. Okay. But thank you so much. Yes, definitely. Zippy loves Christmas, and that would be amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show again. I appreciate it. There would be no show without my guests, and there would be no show without you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio, and don't forget to dare to be different. Until next time, guys. Bye.
I know.
I dare to be different. 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 I dare.